Hello everyone, today I will be explaining how to convert a value from degrees to radians and vice versa. So to start off, if we have a value in degrees, let's say A degrees, in order to convert this into radians, we can simply multiply our value in degrees by pi over 180. And so this gives us a radian value because for the pi over 180, we can simply picture this with units. So pi is going to have a units of radians, whereas 180 is going to be in degrees. And when we multiply this by a value in degrees, the degrees will cancel out and will give us a final value in radians. Converting from radians to degrees also uses a similar method, where we take our value in radians and multiply it by 180 over pi instead. So units also cancel out in this scenario, where if we have radians multiplied by degrees over radians, the radians will cancel out and our final value will be in degrees. So let's show how to do this. So if I have a value of 30 degrees and I want to convert this into radians, well, I can simply multiply it by pi over 180. However, we can simplify this further and we can get rid of the 30 and we can turn the 180 into a 6, which will give us a value of pi over 6. Alternatively, you could just put this into a calculator and we can do 30 times pi and multiply everything, or divide everything by 180. So this would give us a value of 0.524 degrees. And if we do pi divided by 6, we can see that this gives us the same value. Now for 72 degrees, we use the same method and we multiply the 72 by pi over 180. And we would get a radian value of 1.2566. And for 173 degrees, it is the same principle. We can multiply this value by pi over 180. And we can just put this into our calculator. And we would get a radian value of just over 3. What about converting from radians to degrees? Well, we can multiply our radian value by 180 over pi. And, well, we can just put this into our calculator once again. And we would get a degree value of 171.887. But let's say we have a value of pi radians. We could just put this into our calculator again, and we would get a value of 180 degrees. However, there's a much simpler way when dealing with a radian value, which includes pi. We can use this same logic of multiplying it by 180 over pi, but we can simply just cancel out the pi's, and we are left with our clean degree value of 180, and we didn't even have to use a calculator. So to show this in a more complex example, we have 5 pi over 4 radians. We can do this same idea of multiplying it by 180 over pi. And we can simply cancel out the pi's. And we can multiply the rest. So 5 times 180 is 900. And we can simply have 900 over 4 degrees. But we can further turn this into 225.